Nancy Cahalen joining us as she does every Tuesday at this time from the Better Business Bureau. And you know what we're going to be talking about with that lead in, right? The fact that, hey, you got to be careful because the scammers know that we're starting to make our summer vacation plans as well, which means that they're cooking up some ways to trick us and to grab our money or get our information. Nancy, good morning.
Good morning. I feel like such a wet blanket. The weather's getting warm. We're thinking about summer plans. I'm like, wait, hold off. Watch out for these scams.
Well, but this
can
way,
you imagine
I know we can feel exactly. We can feel confident though now when we pull up to our summer rental.
I know, with the kids in the back and the dog at the in the kennel and everything, and the people at the door say, "What? Who? What? You don't have this place for a rental." So we don't want that to happen to anyone. So don't fall for fictional fun spots. When we talk about scams, what do we say? One of the big red flags is it's too good to be true. So if you see a listing, it's a wonderful area. It's a beautiful view. The price is outstanding. I would step back and do a lot of research before putting down your deposit. So BBB did a study a few years ago, and we found, that 43% of online shoppers encounter fake listings for non-existent vacation rentals. 43%.
Wow.
So that was at
shocked.
that time more than 5 million consumers lost money to them. Yeah. The thing is that the scammers, now that they're doing everything electronically, it's a low cost for them to pump up the volume and get more and more of these out there. So the possibility of coming across a fake listing, just like a fake picture of a puppy or some other type of scam, it's out there. And so it's much more prevalent. So these types of things where we tell consumers about the scams and educate them are so important, so that they won't be as susceptible to these scams, because they're out there. You're going to see them, and we just need to make sure everybody's aware and looking out for those red flags.
Well, I can see how this would actually be sort of easier for the scammers, because there's so many. Everybody's just looking for that B&B, Airbnb. Everybody's just looking for sort of that great deal, or actually, Nancy, I mean, I say great deal. There's plenty of people who are looking for what is the high end, and I'm sure the scammers appeal to them as well. So, what are some of these common vacation rental scams? Is it just mostly, hey, send me your money and then I'm sending it, but the place doesn't exist?
Well, there is that. We call it the deposit scam. You might be asked to make a deposit, and especially using a third-party app like wire transfer or some peer-to-peer like Venmo or Zelle. Now when you're hearing these things, these types of payments are not refundable. That should be, alarms should be going off. So you give them the deposit, and then you never hear from them again. And generally, you're not really in touch with the rental owner until just before you're ready to go. So if you book it well ahead of time, you may not know you've been scammed until just before you're ready to go, or when you pull up out front. So that's why it's very important to do your research and look for those red flags. So, what happens really frequently on places like Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist are bogus listing scams. So they even can get onto Airbnb and VRBO, even though those are watched a little bit more carefully. The pictures, one suggestion is take the picture that's in the listing and do a reverse lookup on that image and see if it's in other ads. So if it's a great spot, a beautiful view, it's furnished, it looks like a designer went in there, and it's well below market, that's a red flag. But check out that picture and see if it's popping up somewhere else, and that will tell you that for sure this is a scam.
That makes a lot of sense. That is a great tip to be able to make sure that you don't that you don't get caught. It's like that catfishing where people use pictures of really good looking people to try and trick you. All right, so we've got the deposit scam and the bogus listing scam. Those seem like two very likely
Right.
ones. Are there some others out there too?
Well, there's the bait and switch. So these ads, they look like a great vacation rental. However, when you click on them, a less appealing property shows up. So they get your attention, and then it's something that's not quite as nice. Similarly, there's a double booking scam. So when a property owner could actually book the rental to two families, and forcing one of them to take a worse property for the same price. I mean, they were already there. They gotta do something. So I'm sure this has probably happened to a lot of people in hotels as well, where you get there and you had the the mountain view or the pool view or whatever, and then that room's not available, but we have this other one. So once you're there, you're much more apt to settle, and so we don't want people to have to do that.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
finally, the price change. Yeah, so you book it for one price, you show up, and there's an unexpected price increase. So make sure you get everything in writing in a vacation rental agreement, and make sure there aren't any suspicious clauses in there that would allow for a price change or some mysterious fees. In this world we live in right now, these fees that pop up at the last minute. You're comparing prices, and then you find out, oh, it's an extra this. All these fees that you're like, why weren't these things included in the price? So just be wary of that as well.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, just even as you're talking about it, Nancy, in my mind, I'm going through all the different things that we've done over the years to rent these vacation rentals, and each of them, that this is sort of an easy one for the scammers to be able to take over. So I really like that. When we see the place and we go, geez, this looks gorgeous, I'm going to do that reverse image just to make sure. Now, I've never been, knock on wood, burned on any of these, but it, doesn't hurt to make sure that we're safe. Now, if we do think that we've been scammed, of course, we want to get in touch with the BBB. Are there other things that we should be looking out for?
Well, if you think you've fallen victim to a rental scam and you've sent money by check or wire, contact your bank immediately. The faster you get to them, the chances are better that they might be able to stop the payment. If you've given the scammer sensitive information about yourself, such as social security number or bank account numbers, you should probably set up a fraud alert or freeze your credit, so that they can't apply for credit under your name. There's a real risk for identity theft there. And warn others. So let BBB know. We'll put it on Scam Tracker. But go back to that platform where you saw this rental. Go back to Airbnb or VRBO or Facebook Marketplace and let them know that this is a scam so that they can take it down as well. We don't want others to fall victim to this scam.
Very good. Nancy Cahalen, President, CEO, Better Business Bureau, serving Central and Western Mass and Northeastern Connecticut, joins us every Tuesday. Keep us safe and up to date. Nancy, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me on.